Welcome back to my channel and my kitchen, how to cook. Another amazing recipe here in your kitchen in no time. Glorious cheesy baked chicken and potatoes. Now, if you're here and you're watching me cooking for your very first time, make sure that you have subscribed. If you have not already subscribed, feel free to do so, and then turn on your post notification settings to be reminded every time your girl uploads a brand new video. I am so ready to give this one to you, so let's go for a ride.
You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. Rastafari, why you turn your back on your brother when him need you? You don't remember the days when him feed you. You know when no obligation but to owe him some respect. All you need to do is just give him one to get turn your back on your brother when him.
Okay, boo, let's get started. In other words, let's start cooking. Now I have my chicken here that has been nicely washed. You want to wash your chicken with lemon juice, salt, and vinegar, all right? Make sure that your chicken is nice and clean before you do anything with it. Now, it's very simple to season your chicken, and we're going to make this real retro. All right, you need some salt for sure, right? So you go ahead and add your salt into a container. And then you want to go ahead and add some black pepper. If you don't have black pepper, you go ahead and add white black pepper, but black pepper is preferred for the recipe. Now I am going to add onion powder, and I'm going to insert down below all the amount for the recipe in your description box, so make sure you go ahead and check that out. Be sure to go ahead and add some garlic powder as well, and add some chicken seasoning. You could use any kind of chicken seasoning that you have in around your pantry, but I am using the Caribbean brand right there, and I think I did add about a tablespoon of that chicken seasoning. Okay, but you want to make sure that you season the chicken thoroughly. Now I am going to add some all-purpose seasoning, and I'm using the Grace brand, and that is the one that I like to use the most all the time, in other words, if that makes any sense. Then I did add some poultry seasoning to it, and you want to make sure that you add the poultry seasoning because it's going to give it an extra boost of flavor for sure, so don't skip that part of the seasoning. Now to that I did add some crushed red pepper, and if you don't want to go ahead and add crushed red pepper, you could add cayenne pepper, or you could add anything you want to add scotch bonnet pepper, but don't skip that. I did add some paprika to it for extra color and a tad bit of flavor to my chicken. Okay, so I think that was it that I added to it. Now right here I am going to add a half cup of my sauce to it. Let's just say pickle juice. Now any pickle juice that you have in your kitchen, that is what you want. I'm using the sweet pickle juice, right? When you use pickle juice to season your meat, whether it's beef, pork, chicken, fish, it gives it a massive boost of flavor. So I tell you guys, you need to start saving your pickle juice because it gives your meat a lot of flavor, especially if you're making vegan recipes. All right, so I did add a half cup of pickle juice to it. I gave it a nice mixed combination, and that is all that I'm going to need to season up my chicken. And this chicken is going to be floored. You hear me? All right, now I went in and I poured my mixture to my chicken, and I did use 6 right here, but this amount you could use even 12 pieces of thighs if you want, right? It could take more chicken, but I'm just going 6 today, coming and trying to cook too much, so I'm doing 6. Now right here, after I did that, gave it a quick mix combination, and I let it sit overnight. I did allow it to sit overnight. Now if you don't want to let it sit overnight, you want to let it soak up that liquid for at least 2 hours. This is not something that you want to rush, okay? So give it a little time to marinate. And I did sprinkle a little bit of parsley on top. You don't have parsley, oregano, basil, whatever you want, but just let it just soak up right there. cover it up with some plastic wrap, and put it in your refrigerator. And like I said before, I did allow it to sit overnight. Now, next day when I was ready to cook, I went in and I had my potatoes, 2 large potatoes, and I peeled the skins off. Now, I did go in and cut it into my desired pieces. It's up to you to know how big or how small, but the bigger is going to take longer to cook. So this is my desired pieces, and I had 1 large onion as well, and I did cut it into just about the same size I did as the potato. But that's all you need for the recipe, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna love it, because this thing is a toodaloo so good, and you are going to enjoy this recipe down to the last bite. All right, so make sure that you if you don't want to use this onion, you could use any onion of your choice. It's up to you, right? Just make it your own. Now, I did season it, so all I did here was add a little bit of salt and black pepper to it. So you want to make sure that you season your potatoes and your onions as well. And I did add some paprika for color, salt, black pepper, and paprika, and that's all I did. Mix it all in and let it sit and chill out until I got my chicken all ready. All right, now moving right along, I set my pot on my fire and I added some oil to it. Use whatever oil you want to use, is just fine. My stove is on medium to high heat, and this chicken is going to take about 10 minutes total to fry on medium to high heat. You want to keep a close eye on it, and also when you put your chicken in the pot, you want to turn it skin side down so you can get the crisp on the skin. You can also remove the skin if you want, but for this recipe, I love when my skin is on my chicken, because I am going to tuck it in the oven as well, and you will see as I go along, right? But that is smelling really good. Now, 5 minutes later, I went ahead and flipped it, and you can see the color that it has right there. Beautiful, nice and golden brown. Now, my stove is electric. If it doesn't have all the colors on the chicken, just go ahead and rotate your chicken around so everything could have an even color. And that's pretty simple, okay? But make sure that you do it for a total of 10 minutes tops. That's all you need for your chicken on stove top. Then you go ahead and remove it and you put it into your baking tray. Whatever you're going to use to put in the oven, you're just going to go ahead, remove it from the stove top and put it into your baking container. It's very simple, right? And we are not going to be discarding all that goodness right in the center of the pot. We are going to be keeping that, but just move on and put your chicken into your baking tray and set it aside and make it go on chill until you're ready to eat again. Now, that pot that you fried the chicken in, you're going to go ahead and throw the potatoes and the onions in that pot, and you're going to give it a nice little stir and get that bottom all moved up, because that is all flavor, okay? Don't think it's a bun or not like that. That's flavor that we need for that potato. Now, the rest of the marinade that you have left over from your chicken, you want to go ahead and pour that inside of the potatoes, and pour 1 cup of heavy whipping cream to the mix as well. After you get done doing that, give it a nice little stir, and you're going to turn your heat on medium-high heat. Just turn the stove down to medium-high heat, and you want to go ahead and cover that up and let it cook until it's nice and tender. Give it about 15-20 minutes to cook. 15-20 minutes, you come back, that is what you have. All right, it might not be all that tender, but that's okay. Just give it 15 minutes because you're going to finish it up inside of your oven. It should be nice and creamy and filled with flavor from what you was doing earlier when you fried your chicken, honey. That is nothing but flavor. You don't want to overcook those onions because you want to see it when you're finished with your recipe. Now, we are going to go ahead and get this thing ready and topping for the oven. So you need some tomatoes, and you're going to need some cheese. I'm using sharp cheddar cheese, grated sharp cheddar cheese for the recipe. It's very simple here. All I did was went in and to throw my potatoes anywhere we spot them land, that's where they stay. Just go ahead, throw them. They don't have to be all neat or nothing. Just go ahead and put your potatoes on top of the chicken, in the corner, in the side, any way you want to lay it, lay it. It doesn't matter. Don't have to be perfect. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's going to be tasting oh so good. Oh, so good. And get all that good gravy all up in the chicken. Now make sure that your fire is already on, y'all. Your stove needs to be on 375 degrees, and it is going to take about another 40 minutes to bake. You want to make sure that it's baked another 40 minutes because that chicken only cooked for 10 minutes alone, right? I went in and I sprinkled my cheese, I put my tomatoes on top, and I popped it in the oven. And now if you're still here watching me cooking, make sure that you have already subscribed to the channel and that your notification settings are on. Make sure to say check it goodie. Now I always have some great recipes here, and they're always fast, easy, and simple to follow. If you don't see what you want, ask me and I will be more than happy to deliver, right? Now, if you're still here watching me, make sure that you have subscribed to my other channel. Second channel, Life as Juliana. I have inspiration videos, Dollar Tree DIYs, and so much more. Vlogs and all the other good stuff. All my vegan recipes are over there, so there's no more vegan recipes here. So if you're my vegan goodie, please go over there and subscribe to that channel, Life as Juliana. You will not be disappointed. The recipes are on fleek, and the chit chat and all that stuff is over there, right? So thanks for the love and thanks for the support, and I love you guys so much. Now we are all done with the chicken. It is all done and it's ready to go. That's how simple it is, enough. Fast, easy, and simple, right? Now it is still hot here, and I am ready to dig into this cheesy chicken thing here right now. Now when you cut into this chicken is so moist and it's so well done. It's filled with nothing but flavor from that heavy whipping cream. It is to the core, and that gravy is everything. It's good for rice, it's good for potatoes. I mean, this thing doesn't get any better than this. All right, so yes, boo, this all said and done, and I hope you enjoy the recipe. Make sure that you share the love with friends and family. Tell me what you like to have me cooking next in my kitchen, and remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy.